Hi everyone, I'm Ros Cardinal, Managing Director of Shaping Change, and welcome to this webinar. Today we're going to be exploring several key points around helping people stay motivated through change. During the webinar we're going to cover the following: how to help someone find the motivation needed to make a personal change or achieve goals, how to help someone sustain motivation, and how to help someone regain motivation when it lags. Okay, let's get started. Making any kind of change takes strength and a high degree of motivation. It takes motivation to begin the process, motivation to stay with it. Often a big part of that motivation comes from support, encouragement and guidance of people who believe in us and want to see us be successful, like a coach, a mentor, a spouse, a friend, a boss or even a teacher. These support systems are integral to our success because motivation can be hard to sustain over time. And for that reason, a helping hand can be just what someone needs to continue on. So let's start by exploring how we can best help others stay motivated as they pursue an important change or a goal in their lives or at work. Alright, now you're going to need worksheet number 1, which is called a helping hand. If you haven't already printed your worksheet off, you can pause the video and go and do that because you'll need it for the whole webinar. So one of the best ways to look at how we can help others through any kind of change or a goal is to first reflect on maybe a goal we've actually pursued in our own lives and how other people helped us, or maybe how we could have benefited from the help of other people and perhaps we didn't get it. So I'd like you to reflect on a time when you made some kind of personal change or you set a goal and you had difficulty staying motivated to make that change or to achieve that goal. And I want you to think about what kinds of support you received from other people, or maybe support you could have had from someone when your motivation was lagging. Some of these examples could include things like a pep talk, maybe somebody keeping an eye on your progress, someone to remind you of why you wanted to make change in the first place, someone to brainstorm options and develop a plan with you, or somebody to report to who holds you accountable. So I'd like you to pause the video and just make yourself a few notes on that, a time when you had to set a personal change or a goal and you had trouble with your motivation, and what happened or didn't happen that might have helped. Welcome back. Alright, now if you have a look at the acronym HELP on your worksheet, when you think about the help someone else can provide to keep you motivated to reach a goal or to make a change, what kinds of things come to mind? What could each letter in the word HELP stand for? So for example, the H in help could stand for hope, because you need to have hope in order to stay motivated. And if someone helps you to have hope, that can be huge support. The E could stand for expertise, and so on. So what I'd like you to do is to pause the video again and take a couple of minutes to think about words that come to mind for you for that acronym. And you can have more than one word for each of the letters if you like. Just write down whatever comes to mind. There's no right answer for what each letter could stand for. It's quite okay for you to come up with different ideas and different meanings. So take a couple of minutes, pause the video, and then we'll rejoin. Okay, as you can see by doing this activity, there are many ways to help someone stay motivated as they go through a change or they're pursuing a goal. When you're supporting somebody, it's very important to understand what they may be struggling with and how you can best support them. I've broken down helping others stay motivated into 3 different phases. There's the start, we need to find motivation. There's sustaining motivation, and there's regaining motivation, because you do need motivation during all phases of pursuing a change or a goal. At the beginning, when someone's creating a plan and getting into action, in the middle when people get tired, discouraged or maybe distracted, and then continuing all the way through until the change or goal has been achieved. We're going to look at the 3 tools you can use to lend a helping hand to others. We'll start off by looking at the first tool, which can help a person who's just starting out on their personal change path. How many people want to make an important personal change, or they want to achieve a goal but they give up on it before they even get started? Almost everyone's had this experience, or you know of a friend, a colleague or even a family member who's done this. So the question we might want to ask ourselves is, why does this happen? Let's look at the first phase of the personal change process and how to help someone find the motivation to take their first step towards change. You're going to need worksheet number 2, which is called a reasonable goal. And what I'd like you to do is take notes on what I'm about to say and include the key points that you really feel most strongly about. So I invite you to think of a time someone you know set a personal change or a goal that was really important to them, but they never started work on it, or they quit soon after they started. Obviously, there could be many reasons why abandoning a goal could happen, such as maybe fear of failure, past failures, or not having a plan. But more often than not, the problem is related to the goal itself. One of the biggest reasons people abandon their personal change or goal and they lack sufficient motivation from the start is because their goal isn't reasonable. It could be the goal is actually too hard or too big to achieve. Or perhaps the goal requires doing too much in a very short time frame. When a goal's not reasonable, our motivation is either never fueled or it really quickly fades away. This is often the reason why we don't even begin working on it, or it's very short-lived. So for example, let's say I want to start eating healthier. So I set a goal to eliminate all sugar from my diet. And let's assume I've been eating sugar all my life, because most of us have. If somewhere in me I believe that it's unreasonable or impossible for me to go cold turkey and stick with this new way of eating, I probably will give up on the goal before I get too far along. Though it is important for me to have better health and to eat healthier, if my internal belief is this goal is really unreasonable, it'll stop me from even getting started. And then the first time someone offers me a chocolate, I might think, well, why not? Many goals are unreasonable because the bar's set too high, or it might be too drastic a change too quickly. When a goal is unreasonable, it really sets a person up for discouragement and ultimately for failure. So pause the video and solidify your notes. Okay, a change or a goal must be reasonable in order for someone to find the motivation to start. We can help other people find and maintain their motivation by helping them establish a reasonable goal at the very beginning of the process. Or if it's a really big project, we might need to break it down into mini goals along the way, some milestones. There is a tool which helps other people assess their personal change or a goal to make sure it's reasonable, and we're going to explore it now. You'll need worksheet number 3, which is tool number 1, assess the goal. Now it's called assessing the goal because it's designed to help other people stay motivated by ensuring they establish a goal that's reasonable. So what I'd like you to do is to pause the video and read over the questions that are listed on the worksheet. Welcome back. Now I'd like you to think about these things. Why are these questions important? What are the questions helping the person to do? And what do you notice about these questions that makes them so valuable? Now, in order to commit to the path of making personal change, you must have the motivation to begin and to follow through. Finding motivation to begin with lies with having a reasonable goal. And this means the goal is not too big, it doesn't require too much all at once, and it has milestones of achievement. Now, once you've helped the person assess their personal change or goal and you've made it more reasonable if that's necessary, they'll feel far more confident they can achieve the goal and they will have found some internal motivation. But the person may be unaware of forces that could hold them back once they get started. So the next tool helps to raise awareness of these forces and ensures that whatever's driving the person forward is stronger than what might be holding them back.